What's up, y'all? Been away for a couple of weeks here. Been very busy. Attended the Turning Point USA SAS conference in West Palm Beach, battling off sinus infection. So I missed a couple of weeks, but at any rate, got these Week 17 rivalry week picked for you. Starting off, Dallas Cowboys at New York Giants. Going with the Cowboys in that one. I don't really know why the Giants are 5.5-point favorites in this one. Vegas seems to like them a little more than I do, obviously. So I'm going with the Cowboys, and the 5.5 points. We've got Carolina playing in New Orleans. New Orleans, even though they've got the number one seed locked up, I think they're going to go ahead and get this victory here against Carolina, backup quarterback. I don't think that's going to be too much of a competition. They've got too many weapons. Next, we've got the Jets at New England. Now, Sam Darnold kind of showed off a little bit last week, but I still think New England needs to come out here and make a statement. This is their last game before the real playoffs, and they're 13.5-point favorites. I don't really like that, but I think New England's going to come out there and they're going to be solid and get the win. Next, we've got Detroit Lions at Green Bay. This game is meaningless as far as playoffs go, but I think Green Bay is going to win it. Aaron Rodgers seems to like Joe Philbin. I don't really know why. I think because he probably can control him. But at any rate, he's trying to get Philbin the job, so they're going to come out there and get this win against Detroit. Next, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans in Houston. Blake Bortles is back at the starting position after he lost his job. He's going to probably come out there. He'll play a little bit better. But Houston's still going to get this win because they still have a chance to get a bye the first week with a win and some other things happening. Now we've got Atlanta playing at Tampa Bay. I expect a bit of a shootout in this one here. Doesn't really mean anything, so they're going to be playing for pride. Guys are going to let it out. Coaches are going to let it out. So I think that game's going to go over the 52.5 points. And I expect Tampa Bay to get the win simply to get the home crowd. The home crowd, they're going to want to give their fans something to take home positive in this offseason that's very disappointing. Next, we've got the Miami Dolphins playing the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to win. They've shown some promise lately. Defense has been pretty decent. And Josh Allen has shown that he can do some things in the air plus on the ground with his legs. Miami, hey, they're great at home, but they've really struggled on the road. So I think Buffalo's going to get that win. For the afternoon games here, we got Oakland, Kansas City. I expect that to go over the 52.5 points. Gruden's going to try to get the win. Derek Carr's going to come out firing. I think Kansas City's going to win simply because they are currently number one seed and need to win to hold that, keep the home field advantage throughout. They weren't really expected to be in this position, but I think they're going to lay it out on the line to get it done here, even though I expect it to be a high-scoring game against the Raiders. Next, we've got Cleveland playing against Baltimore in Baltimore. Now, this is a very important game. If Cleveland wins this game, and if the Steelers win at home against the Bengals, then the Steelers will get into the playoffs instead of Baltimore. Now, Cleveland's not going to lay down. Baker Mayfield, Greg Williams wants to keep the job as the head coach. So Cleveland's going to come out here and try to make a statement and get this win because there's a lot of jobs on the line. I do, however, think that Baltimore will come up with the win despite Cleveland's effort. I think they'll give it a good shot. They'll make a good play for Greg Williams to stay the head coach, but I expect Baltimore to win. Next, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles playing in Washington. Now, that's another game that's tough. Philadelphia, if they win, and if the Vikings lose to the Bears, then Philadelphia gets in. So they're definitely going to come out here, I think, and get this win against Washington. No problem. I don't like the spread or the over-under in that, but I think Philly's going to win. Next, we have Cincinnati playing in Pittsburgh. All right. Cincinnati is pretty much cashed it in for the season. They're playing preseason. Pittsburgh needs this win, as I said, plus they need to root for the Browns to get a win. So I expect Pittsburgh to get that win there. 45.5 over. I don't really like that. Maybe some people might. That's not too many points, but I like Pittsburgh to win. Next, we got Chicago in Minnesota. Another important game, as I said, that Minnesota wins this game, they're in. If they lose this game, then they could be out based on what happens with the Eagles. So, I expect Minnesota's going to get the win. I expect Minnesota's going to get the win. Chicago doesn't really need this win to be in it. They would like to get the win, but I expect Minnesota to be able to get the win at home. Next, we've got the Chargers playing in Denver. Chargers are in, Denver's out. I take the Chargers to win that one. Next, we have Arizona playing in Seattle. Arizona's out, Seattle's in. The win's important for them. So I expect Seattle to get that win. 13-point favorites. That's close. You might want to go with that. Arizona might pull off some points, but Seattle, I think, is going to make a statement winning this game. Next, we got San Francisco playing against the Rams. Now, Gurley's out. Rams don't really need this victory. They've pretty much got the number 2 seed sewed up, I think, unless something crazy happens. But I think they've got a number 2 seed all the way sewed up. So I think the Rams are going to get the win. The 49ers will put up a good fight. I expect this game to go over the 48.5 points, however, because I think that San Francisco will put up some points and force the Rams to put up more. So I'd like it to go over 48.5. Next, for the night game, which is a flex night game, the Colts at the Titans. Winner gets in. Titans are 3.5 or 3-point underdogs at home. I think that the Colts are going to win. Now, I don't really know about that spread. They might only win by a point. Titans are definitely going to try to get a win, but I don't think they've really figured out how they want to play football. They need to line it up and play some smash mouth football, run the football, play some tough defense, but they kind of get cute here and there. Plus, Mariota, he's questionable. I don't think he's out, but I think he's questionable. I don't think he's going to play, and so with Blaine Gabbert's in there, then I think that Indians going to get that win.